So how will you understand Bhagavad Gita? Let me ask specifically to some of you so that everybody is covered. So we'll start with Alankar Prabhu. How will you understand Bhagavad Gita? We are going to study Bhagavad Gita. So what are we supposed to, what are some qualities we should have? Who should we understand from? And if you can give some references from Bhagavad Gita, that'd be also good.
So, I mean, in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, first we have to surrender. We have to accept the teacher, like Arjuna did. Second chapter, 7th verse. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava prichhamitvam dharma samudha chetaha yat shreyasya nishchitam bruhitan meshishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. So before that he was giving a lot of arguments why not to fight, but then he surrendered and he accepted Krishna as his teacher. So in order to understand Bhagavad Gita, we need to have a guru and a bona fide authority who has understood Bhagavad Gita from his guru. Yeah, so like that, it should be in parampara.
Parampara. And what are the qualities that make one? What qualities did Arjun have that made him understand the Bhagavad Gita? Prabhupada quotes some verse like that. If you don't know the verse, it's okay. We don't have to memorize all the verses. But what are the qualities of? Otherwise, it is a secret, right? It's a Bhagavad Gita is a secret. We cannot understand. Krishna says it is rahasya. But when can we understand? Sorry. Yeah. What are the qualities? Okay. Alankar has muted himself, so he doesn't want.
No, I'm still finding, I'm not able to remember.
Okay, Karuna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, in the introduction, it has been mentioned that one should be the devotee of Lord. They only can able to understand about Krishna. That's the one point I remember. And another point is we have to accept everything what is Krishna has said. It's not that one piece of the Bhagavad Gita accepting one piece and rejecting another piece. It should not be the mentality. And then we should be in a submissive mode, submissive and then surrendered mode to act to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktosmi Priya. I didn't remember the exact the Sanskrit words, Prabhuji, but those who are the devotees of Krishna, they only can able to understand.
Bhaktosi me sakha cheti.
Bhaktosmi Sakachi.
Cheti rahasyam etad uttamam. I'm telling this rahasya to you because you're my devotee, you're my friend. So at least theoretically, we should accept Krishna as our friend or is the Supreme Lord like that, and we should be a devotee. That's how. It's simple answer, but I was just referring to that one verse. What you said is correct also, that we should be submissive and then. So what will happen if you understand Bhagavad Gita, Karuna Mataji? What will happen if you understand Bhagavad Gita?
We will understand our constitutional position and then about the supremacy of Lord and the living entity state and our relationship with Krishna and the nature of this material world.
Then what will happen?
We can able to establish our last relationship with Krishna.
Then what will happen?
We will be elevated to kingdom of God, Prabhuji.
We'll experience supreme happiness in this life, and we'll go back at the end of this life. We'll go back to the spiritual world. So we'll become happy in this life, and at the end of this life, we'll go back to Godhead. So that will happen if you understand Bhagavad Gita. And if you understand and then you act on it, obviously. That's the meaning that you understood. If you don't act on it, then generally you have not understood it properly, or your faith is not there, or yeah, sometimes we may not act exactly like so. So, what is our relationship with the Lord? Let's ask Vaishali next. I'm going in the sequence like this.
What's the relation with God?
Lord, our relationship with the Lord.
Servant of servant of servant. Basically, we are eternal servant of Lord.
Hmm. So, what does Prabhupada define dharma as? Dharma means what? What is the dharma of the living entity?
Dharma is following duties.
No, what does dharma means? What example he gives about dharma in the introduction? He gives two examples. The dharma of such and such is such, such and such is such. Like,
of varnashram, or in a way that they according to different divisions, and basically following the Vedic scriptures.
yeah, but what does okay, we can ask Deepti. Deepti is not part of the okay. Preeti. What is dharma? Dharma of something means what?
कवे पुंसा परो धर्म हेतु भक्ति रथोत्सव हेतु की अप्रतिहता
What does dharma of something means what? What is Prabhupada saying? Dharma of certain thing. What does it mean?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay,
Prabhu, can I tell?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Dharma is something which is never changes. It's in the lifetime. Like dharma of the salt is the saltness, and sweet is sweetness, kind of thing, which never changes in any circumstances. It will still the same.
Yes. Dharma of sugar is to be sweet. Dharma of water is to be liquid.
Yeah.
Dharma of fire is to give heat and light. So, what is a dharma? Dharma means inherent characteristic of something
Something which will never changes.
which can never be changed. So, you can change from Hindu dharma to Muslim dharma, from Muslim dharma, religion. These are all dharmas. You can change from Muslim to Prabhupada
Yeah.
says you can change your faith. But what doesn't change is your position of service.
Of service.
You may be whatever you are, but you are always serving. Then he gives the example of husband is serving the wife, wife is serving the husband, the politician is serving the country, and everybody is serving somebody. So the dharma is to serve. And when that dharma is directed towards Supreme Lord or in the service of the Supreme Lord, then it is called, what is that called?
Sanatan Dharma.
Sanatana Dharma.
Sanatan Dharma. Okay. So next, let's see. Who is that next? Is MM. Who is MM? So dharma of living entity is to serve. So if we don't serve Krishna, then what will happen? Then we have to serve
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Maya.
Maya. So our duty to serve, the analogy can be given, if you don't serve the government, like if you don't abide by the government's laws, you don't become subordinate to government, then you have to serve the government's laws in where?
Jail.
In jail, yes. So, so we are in jail because we didn't cooperate with the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. So we came here. Here also we are bound by the. So what is the difference between us and Krishna? Let's ask. What is the difference between Jiva and Ishvara? Gopkumar, I mean Sanatan Goswami, Prabhu. What is the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara? What does Prabhupada say about the difference between Jiva and Ishvara?
Jiva is us, Krishna is Ishvara. We need to serve us. We need to serve Ishvara. And
what is the difference?
Ishvara is complete. We are not complete. We have lower qualities.
Yeah, we can be affected by the modes of nature.
Mode of nature. Yeah.
Krishna cannot be affected.
Cannot be affected.
Then what is the other quality difference between Jiva and Ishvara? What does Kshetragya mean? Kshetragya.
Kshatriya means
Kshetra means what?
Kshatriya means Shari. Or
Hmm? Kshetra means area, like field, we can
field.
say. Kshetra. And Gna means to know.
Okay. Yeah.
So we are Kshetragya. We are knowers of the field of our activities. But
Okay. Okay.
but Krishna is the supreme knower of all the fields.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
are tiny Kshetragya. That also
Yeah.
not complete. Why? Because body is our field. Because we are living in the body. So I am the proprietor of this body. Like I have a field, like I have a farm. So I have 10 acres farm, let's say, and I'm the proprietor of that farm. So I'm supposed to know what is going, which crop is there, in which area, like that I know. So we are Kshetragya. So we know the pains and pleasures of our own body, but I don't know the pains and pleasures of your body. But Krishna is supremely conscious of everything. That's the difference between us and the. I mean, so many differences are there, but Prabhupada highlights these two differences. That
Okay.
yeah. So, and then of course we are controlled, and he's the controller. So we are we are predominated. He's the predominator. So what happened to the knowledge that Arjuna received from Krishna? What happened to that knowledge?
Mm.
In due
We
course of
are
time, what happened? In due course of time, what happened to the knowledge?
knowledge is lost.
It got lost, bro.
Lost.
Got lost. Yes. Who said that? I don't know. But yeah, it got lost. So Krishna is saying, the knowledge I first spoke to who? Who did?
Surya
Deva-
Prabhu.
Sun God.
Sun God.
Sun God.
Sun God to Manu, Manu to Ishwar.
Okay, so then that same knowledge I'm speaking to you again. So Prabhupada says in the introduction that, so do you think that Arjuna is flattering Krishna by calling him God? Okay, let's ask, let me ask, who's the next one? iPhone. Who's iPhone? We don't know who's iPhone.
प्रभु 2 मिनट में आएगी अभी सॉरी
Oh, my iPhone है तो मुझे समझ नहीं है. Okay. So why do you think Arjuna is? Do you think Arjuna is, first of all, do you think Arjuna is flattering Krishna because he's his friend, so he's calling him God?
Can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead. Chal.
No, he's not, because he says that other sages have also declared that Krishna is the Lord. Like they were Narada, Devarshi, Asita.
Yes. Yeah. Ahustvam rishaya sarve devarshi naradasthatha asito devala vyasa swayam chaiva bravishime. Yes. The other. So Prabhupada is saying, oh, Krishna, or somebody may think Arjuna is flattering Krishna because he's his friend. So he's telling, oh, he's God, but no. So what is Arjuna's relationship with Krishna and how come he got bewildered? Maybe somebody want to answer. What is Arjuna's relationship with Krishna? Let's go back to Alankar Prabhu. What is Arjuna's relationship with Krishna and why did he get bewildered?
So Arjuna's, I mean, technically they are cousins.
But in terms of any other rasa?
So they are Sakhya.
Saksharas.
They were friends,
Sakhya.
considering each other friends till now.
So if he's friend, then how come he got bewildered?
So he says, right, that
Can I?
in Bhagavad Gita itself, that because of all these attachments and his relationships, he's fighting against them.
Yeah. So yeah, Charuda want to say.
It said in the introduction that he was put into illusion for the benefit of humanity. So that's why he was made to ask all those questions so we can benefit.
Yes. So he got bewildered. He was put into bewilderment by Krishna
Yeah.
so that Bhagavad Gita can be spoken. Because Prabhupada says Arjuna is a pure devotee of the Lord. How can he get bewildered? He's in the friendship relationship with Krishna. So how can he get bewildered? But he was put into bewilderment. So when do you think when one is not considered a perfect human being? Let's ask who else is left? Sridhar Priya Prabhu. When one is not considered a perfect human being?
When we don't serve Supreme.
Yeah, that is true. But what does Prabhupada says? When one is not, of course, everything is like if you don't serve Krishna. But when we are not awakened to the position of questioning why I'm suffering. And there's
Yes.
one nice thing he says. Let me read this from the purport. We should know all the some nice statements Prabhupada makes. And of course, what you said is correct only. Unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering. So why am I suffering? Unless he realizes that he doesn't want suffering, but rather wants to make a solution to all suffering, then one is not considered to be a perfect human being. So why I'm suffering? If you don't question. And the second thing is that I don't want suffering, but I'm getting suffering. And how can I make a solution to suffering? Then you're not considered a perfect human being. So that he says, okay, then human life begins when you ask, the inquire, athato brahma jigyasa. Okay, why am I suffering? Who am I? Right? Like that, all these questions. We call the big questions of life. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go? I don't want to die, but why I have to die? Why I have to get diseased? Why I have to get old? What is this whole material universe? Where did it come from? Is there God? All these questions when you ask, then your human life begins. So,
Yes.
so that is what Prabhupada is saying. So what is the definition of mukti? Prabhupada gives in the Bhagavad Gita in the introduction. This may seem like just a question answer session, but I was reading, I put some questions. So what is the definition of mukti?
Freedom from material consciousness.
But what is the thing he says? Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. Means mukti means to give up all other designations. Anyatha rupam. Rupam means designations or conceptions. And to be situated vyavasthiti in one's original swarup. That is, what is that original swarup? What is the phrase we use? Jivere
Sarupai Krishna Nityadas.
Jivere Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. So material consciousness has two divisions. What are they?
Creator and enjoyer.
Creator and enjoyer. Right. And so what is the living? So are we the creator or are we the enjoyer?
Neither.
Then what is the living entity? Living entity is the
Cooperator.
cooperator. Okay. So then Krishna talks about demigods. What does Krishna say about demigods and the worship of demigods?
So demigods are the part and parcel of Krishna, right? And they are
But what does it say about the worshippers of demigods?
Less intelligent.
And
those who surrender their intelligence are stolen by the material desires, right? That verse is there. Rit Jnana, right? How it starts? Kamester, yeah, Kamester Rit Jnanam Prapadyante Anya Devata. Yeah.
So which Leela did Krishna perform? Which Leela did Krishna perform to discourage demigod worship?
Govardhan.
Govardhan.
Indra.
Yeah. So They were worshipping Indra, so Krishna performed this Leela. So should we worship the demigods? Should we give them respect, or should we worship them, or should we ignore them? What do you think?
Yes, Prabhu, we should give them respect, just like a chaste wife give respect to all the family members of her husband. She cannot treat all the people like the same way. So Krishna is our eternal husband, and all the other Devi Devtas are like their family members. So we have to be respectful, but we don't want to fall into making them our beloveds.
Yeah, we have to respect the demigods because they are agents of the Lord, appointed, and they are also devotees of the Lord.
Devotees of the Lord, and they are the servants of the Lord.
They are also servants of the Lord. But what is the difference between demigods and
I think also in the fourth chapter, Prabhupada has written, right, that I mean, whoever worships demigods, they will vanish with the annihilation of this material world. Like, so basically, I mean, if everything ends, even the demigods also are not going to be there to save them, even if they.
Yeah, antavanta tu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasham devan deva yojuyanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Yeah, Krishna says their fruits are temporary because they themselves are temporary. And even if you go to their abode, yanti deva vrata devan, they are part of the material world. And when does the material world get destroyed? When? Who dies?
Brahma
Dies.
right.
Then all the whole material world, all the planets and everything, all the material world is gone. Where does it go?
Mahavishnu's body.
It goes into the body of Mahavishnu. So along with that, if you are living in some demigod planet, then you are also gone at that point. You also go in the body of Mahavishnu. So everything. So Prabhupada says we should not aspire to go to any other planet other than
Goloka.
Golok Vrindavan.
Golok.
Yes. And when will Srila Prabhupada? Let's ask Vaishali. So when does Srila Prabhupada says our mission will be a success?
When at least even one pure devotee is born. I mean,
he says even if we can make one pure, yes, if we can even make one pure devotee, then we will consider our mission a success. So you are all pure devotees or on the path of pure devotion. So if you become or you are already, then Prabhupada's mission is already successful. How often does Krishna descend to this planet?
Once
in a Brahma day.
Once in 8.6 million years.
Billion, right?
8.64
10 to the power 9.
6 zeros.
billion years. 8.64 billion years. Or 8,640 million years. Either way.
One day of a Brahma or half a day. How is it?
Once in a day.
Once
in a day.
Once in a day of Brahma. So night time there is no activity. So once in a day of Brahma means his night there is no, his day is 4.32 billion years. Night is equally long, 4.32 billion years. So 4.32 plus 4.32, so 8.64 billion years. Right? Is it billion? Yeah. Because there are 1,000 yuga cycles in one day of Brahma. So 8.64 billion years. One time Krishna comes. And so what are the three classes of transcendentalists that are described in the three classes of transcendentalists that
Karmi, Jnani, and Bhakta.
Karmi? He says Karmis.
Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari.
Jnani, Yogi, Bhakta.
Jnani, Yogi, and okay.
Jnani, Yogi, and Bhakta. Yeah. The Karmis are not considered transcendentalists because they are still in the bodily conception of life. So what does Paramatma feature of the Lord, what does it, when you realize Paramatma, what aspect of the absolute truth do you realize? Paramatma feature, when you realize Paramatma feature.
Impersonal.
Brahma Jyoti.
Impersonal.
No, Paramatma is not Brahma Jyoti.
Sat and
When you
Chit.
can
Paramatma is the realization of Sat and Chit. And
Sat and Chit, yes.
Mm.
And Bhagwan realization is
Sat Chit Ananda.
and Brahman realization is
Sat.
Sat. Sat. Okay. So okay. Then let's ask those who are doing. So Amarnath Krishna Prabhu, what are the 5 rasas that one experiences with the Supreme Lord? What are the 5 rasas one can experience? Can you describe?
Prabhu, this is about the friendship.
डबल हो रहा है यार. So sorry Prabhu, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Dasya ras.
Huh? Dasya ras.
Dasya ras, the parental one, friendship, Sakya ras, Vasalya ras, and Madhurya das.
And then?
Madhurya ras, conjugal love.
And?
Dasya, Sakya, Madhurya. What is that?
Santaras. Shantaras.
Shantaras. Vatsalya, right?
So, what is the example Prabhupada gives that, of course, we have talked about this before, that how we can be happy in relation to the body, and the part of the body. Can you explain? Somebody can explain how we can be happy.
So Prabhupada gives the example that how the part of the body is all working in a cooperation to feed the stomach. Similarly, if we want to be happy, we have to serve the root, the source from where all the energy comes. So that's when we can be happy.
So if we serve Krishna, who is the root, it's like the stomach, then our hand is part of the body, like we are part of Krishna, so we will be happy. But if we don't serve Krishna, then we will not be happy. The hand, like Prabhupada he told the story of all the limbs and everybody went on strike, right? And they said, oh, we will not serve. Why? Stomach is enjoying. We are working very hard. Hands are saying, we are picking up the food and feeding it to the stomach. The legs are saying, I'm going different places. I'm doing so much work. We'll go on strike. And we will not serve the stomach. Because stomach is enjoying. And we are all working very hard for the stomach. So they all went on strike. Then after some days, they were not feeling very strong. So they again had a conference. So why are we feeling weak now? What happened? Hands is asking legs and everybody. So they said, oh, we stopped feeding the stomach. So that's why we are not happy. So this is the main thing. So what are the qualities for going back to the spiritual world that Krishna describes in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? What are the qualities that are described that
It's that verse,
these are
right?
the
Nirmana.
So you want to so you want to describe you want to tell us the qualities? What qualities we need to develop to go back to the spiritual world?
Nirmana means pridelessness.
Nirmana moha.
Advaita sangha dosha.
I mean, you can see if you don't. Yeah.
I don't remember the verse right now fully.
Adhyatma nitya vritta kamaha. So yeah, it is said those who are done, those who are free from false prestige, means those who are humble. You know, I heard nice thing today in our class. Preeti was sharing from who? Keshav Swami. Humble means 3 things. I'm not the doer. I don't deserve what I'm getting. Respect. And I'm not the doer. I don't deserve, and I'm servant. These are the three things for humility. I'm not the doer. Means, of course, when we do bad thing, we should think I'm the doer. It's not like that. I'm not the doer means if I do something, then we should not become proud. Oh, I did this, I did that. No, no. I'm not the doer. Krishna is empowering me. That's why I'm able to do. So that is false prestige. False prestige comes, like we say, uh, dinera adhik daya kar. What is that? Dinera adhik
Daya kare Bhagavan.
pandita kulina
Pandita Kulina
dhanira
Bada.
bada abhiman. So the humble and meek will inherit the kingdom of God. And if you are puffed up with false prestige, then you cannot, learn anything, right? If you think I already know. So Sanatan Goswami, when he approached Lord Chaitanya, he said, everybody calls me a scholar, and I am such a fool. I don't know who I am and why this threefold miseries are acting upon me. Adhyatmik, Adi, Bhautik, Adi, Devik. So we may be very much, in the estimation of people, we may be PhD and so many big, big degrees and assets and rich people. But Krishna is saying that no, if you are puffed up with false prestige, then you cannot be humble, you cannot serve. And nirmana moha jita sanga dosha. So moha, one is free from illusion. And jita sanga dosha means one who has conquered over sanga dosha, means all the bad association. One is free from bad association. Adhyatma, nitya, one who knows spiritual knowledge, adhyatmik jnana. And vinivritta kama, who understand adhyatma nitya means the eternal, the difference between eternal and temporary, who understands this, and one who is free from lust. Vinivritta kama, nivritta means retired, nivritti, retired from all material desires. Dvandver vimuktaha, sukha dukkha sagne. So he is equipoised and free from all the dualities. Such amuda means not foolish people. They go to the supreme destination. So these are so that's why we are in ignorance. And who gives us knowledge? What did we read in the introduction? Who lights who is giving us knowledge?
Guru.
Guru.
The Guru is giving knowledge. What is the
Torture.
verse? Alankar Prabhu, what is the verse?
Okay.
The Guru is giving us knowledge. We are in
Om Jnanatimirandasya.
Om
Om
Agyan.
Agyantimirandasya
Jnananjana
Jnananjanashalakya
Shalakya Everything.
Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri
Tasmai
Gurave
Shri
Namah.
Gurave. Yeah. So Guru is giving us knowledge. Like Prabhupada is giving us knowledge. Before we came into ISKCON, right? We didn't have any knowledge about all this. Guru gives the knowledge about who you are, and he gives a clue where you belong, what is the purpose of life, why you are here, why you are suffering. All these things, knowledge comes from the Guru. So, okay. So it's almost 9 o'clock now. So let's see. Does anybody have any question?
I have a question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Here in the introduction, Prabhupada says that it was Krishna's wish that his teachings be distributed anew by Arjuna. So he wanted Arjuna to teach others, right? But then what happened? Like why didn't Arjuna is there any disciple of Arjuna? Did he teach Bhagavad Gita to others?
He must have shared the knowledge with others. I mean, but we don't. Yeah, does anybody know who did Arjuna share this knowledge with? Specifically, is there any mention in the Shastra that Arjuna shared this transcendental knowledge with somebody else? I don't know. But yeah, he's supposed to share, and he must have shared. We don't know everything about Arjuna's life. Sometimes people ask that in our parampara, the Arjuna is not coming, right? Krishna, then Brahma, then Narada, then Vyasa, then Madhva. So where is Arjuna in that? Because Krishna is saying, I'm telling this knowledge to you. So what did you say? Why Arjuna's mention is not there in the parampara? Okay, you can think about it and then let me know next time. Alangar Prabhu.
Prabhu, it's because he didn't give that knowledge further to anyone, and that the knowledge got lost, right? See, in parampara, the knowledge is getting passed, but for Arjuna, I don't know if he gave it to anyone.
Oh, he didn't give it to anyone, but this is what what did you read, Sharada? Can you read that
It's
again?
there on page 4 where it says that it was Lord's wish, therefore, to establish another parampara. So, knowledge was already lost in the same line of thought that was coming down from the sun god to others. And it was his wish, Krishna's wish, that his teaching be distributed anew by Arjuna.
So, it was his wish that. So, then Arjuna did not follow Krishna's wish, you are saying, Manushrishta Prabhu, that he did not distribute it to others. But he may have, but we
I don't know, Prabhu, if there is a reference that he shared that knowledge with anyone.
Okay. Yeah, there may be. We don't know everything about Arjuna's life and everything.
Yeah, I mean, that is true too.
But we know that he became an instrument that by which everybody can, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So, like at the time when Krishna was speaking, Sanjay was also listening Bhagavad Gita at the same time. So
But
Dhritarashtra is
Arjuna,
also
that is Krishna
listening.
is giving the knowledge,
So,
right? Krishna
mhm.
is giving the knowledge, but is Arjuna, after receiving the knowledge, is he
Yeah.
giving it to somebody else? That's the question.
Yeah, there's a question, but yeah, that I don't know. But he become an instrument that may get everybody gets knowledge.
Probably he gave it to Parikshit Maharaj. Son.
Yeah, Arjuna's son was who?
Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu. So Arjuna received in the battlefield, right? And then the battle started. And then Abhimanyu was killed in the battle. So maybe in between, he may have given it to Abhimanyu. Okay, so some questions I don't know the answer. We can. So why is this knowledge called Aparushaya? Aparushaya, what is the meaning of Aparushaya?
Because coming from because
That's
it's coming
not
from the
compiled by
Lord,
humans.
it directly spoken by the Lord. That's why it's called as Purush.
Yeah, Purush means some human being. Aparushaya means it is not spoken by some human being.
Yeah, spoken or written by human being.
Human being. It is coming from the Lord. That is why it's called Aparushaya. And the Lord does not have the 4 defects of the conditioned soul, which you know all the 4 defects. I will not ask you because we discussed this previously, but you can tell if you want what are the 4 defects. You already supposed to know the 4 defects.
Making mistakes, cheating propensity, being illusion, and imperfect senses.
So Lord does not have this problem. So that is why the knowledge that is coming is perfect. And what example Prabhupada gives that the Vedic knowledge is infallible? Let's ask Sanatan Goswami Prabhu. Sanatan Goswami Prabhu.
What time would you like me to set the alarm for?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the example he gives that the Vedic knowledge is infallible?
Vedic knowledge is considered
No, I'm not able to remember.
directly revealed by divine sources. Unlike
तो आप AI से आप क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं?
नहीं, वो पूछे कुछ मेरा फोन में कुछ it's thinking that I'm asking some question to answering something. Yeah. Tell me the example. Okay, then we'll go ask Vaishali next. What is the example Prabhupada gives that Vedic knowledge is infallible?
Vedic knowledge is like Shruti, Smruti, and
No,
there are
infallible
four,
means,
no?
Can I answer?
yeah, go ahead.
He says about cow dung, right? Like Vedic Vedas say that cow dung, usually stool is impure, but cow dung is pure, and then scientists also proved that later.
So, yeah, what Vedas say, it is infallible means it does not require, it is perfect in itself. It does not require any, like, what are the three ways in which we receive knowledge?
Pratyaksh,
Pratyaksha,
then Anuman,
Anuman,
and third is
Shabda.
Shabda, yeah, the
which
Vedic
is the
knowledge.
Vedic knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. And what is this material world compared to? Like in terms of in the 15th chapter, Krishna talks about this material world. What is it compared to?
Banyan,
Inverted banyan tree,
And
Banyan tree,
I inverted, but
upside down.
upside down. So, can you explain what it means? What does it mean, inverted banyan tree? So what is meaning? We are in material world. Are we in inverted? What does it?
Perverted reflection of the spiritual world.
It's a reflection, perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So
the roots are Krishna. I mean the spiritual world, but the branches and leaves, they are the attachments of the
yeah.
material.
So Prabhupada says this is a reflection. So in reflection, you cannot get actual thing. And he gives the example of what?
desert in the water, mirage in the mirage in the desert. Right?
Mirage in the
In
desert.
the
Yeah.
desert.
Mirage means
I
you feel
think
there is perception that there is water.
yeah.
Then you
Yeah.
run after that water. But what happens?
There's no water there. So similarly, in the material world, we run after happiness, but the real happiness is in the spiritual world, not in the material world.
Because this is only a shadow.
Shadow, yeah.
The shadow, you cannot get the actual substance. Like other example is given that of the mango tree.
Mango tree.
Mango tree is standing on the bank of a river and its reflection is there in the water. And you try to say, oh, there is a mango in the water, in that reflection. Let me take a mango. Let me take a mango. But you'll only get your hands wet. You don't get the mango. In the similar way, in this material world, there's perception of happiness, but you never actually get happiness. That's what it's saying. Now you may say, no, I'm getting happiness. Some people say like, yeah, we get happiness, but if it is connected to Krishna, then you get actual happiness. And otherwise, it is like sometimes we think when this event happens in my life, then I'll be very happy. Then when that event happens in your life, then you wait for some other event to happen in your life, right? You might have noticed it. My mother would say, okay, when my son, he passes out of the school and gets into a nice college, then he will be happy. Then I'll be very happy. Then, like that. Mothers also always. Then, okay, after get in the college, you do your, then after, okay, he gets a nice job, then he'll be happy. Then that event, then after that, okay, if he gets married, then he'll be happy. Like that. So there's always something in the future we are thinking, okay, when that event will happen, then I'll be happy. Then another event, when you reach there, then you want some other event to happen. So we are always thinking that when I will retire, then I will be happy. Then when I do that, then I will be happy. So it is always like a moving target. It's like Prabhupada gives the example of a donkey on whose back there is a stick tied and there is a carrot in front. And the donkey is thinking, if I go a little bit faster, I'll get the carrot. But he goes faster, the carrot also goes. It's like the mirage example. So the carrot also moves. So in this way, sometimes our desires are fulfilled, sometimes they're not fulfilled. Sometimes our desires are fulfilled, but it doesn't exactly turn out. Exactly, it doesn't go according to how we want. That's there. And if it goes according to how we want, then it will end at some point. Suddenly, like that. So in that way, there is frustration in this material world if you examine all the cases. So how does the spiritual world light up? There is no, Prabhupada says, Krishna says there is no need for, there is no sunlight, there is no moonlight. Na tad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko, na pavaka. So how does the light come in the material and the spiritual world?
Effulgence.
Brahman effulgence, body of the Lord.
Yeah, Krishna says it's his Brahma Jyoti that lights up everything. And the sun and the moon, they also derive, Prabhupada writes in another purport, they derive their light from the Brahma Jyoti. Although scientists say, where the sun's energy comes from? Karuna Mataji, what do scientists say? Of course, it's not but what is happening in the sun because of which it is producing so much heat? You know that?
No idea, Prabhuji.
Anybody else? What is happening in the sun? What do scientists say?
I think it's a halogen. Huh?
Hydrogen.
Halogen. Nuclear fusion is happening. Nuclear fusion.
Oh, fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah, nuclear fusion is happening there. Atom bomb is what? Nuclear fission.
Fission.
But in sun, they are saying nuclear fusion is happening, and because of that, so much heat is coming out. That's how they explain that how sun is giving so much. And we say, no, sun's heat is coming from Brahma Jyoti. So now which one will you believe? Which one will you believe? The scientist version or the Bhagavad Gita version?
Bhagavad Gita version, Prabhuji.
Devotee believes in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. Others, they will go with the scientist. It's the fact.
Yeah. So sometimes you can say, yeah, it is due to this, but then the ultimate cause is Krishna. Okay, whatever, like in anything, there are three causes. We have the immediate cause, then there is a remote cause, and then there is the ultimate cause. So I got malaria, right? Let's say. So I got malaria. Why? What is the immediate cause? Because this particular mosquito who carried the germ bit me. That's why I got dengue or whatever. I got this. That is the immediate cause. But then why did that mosquito bite me and not the other person we were both slept in the same room, uh, my brother or my friend, but I got malaria. Why did that mosquito bite me? So then you now go to the another why. So then you may say, well, no, it's just by chance, just by chance. Mosquito just happened to come there and just bit me. But no, we say no, because in the past I had given some suffering to other living entities. So this living entity is acting as the instrument of my karma. So that is why this mosquito is biting me and I'm getting malaria. So like that. So that we cannot figure out. And who is guiding that mosquito ultimately? The Paramatma in the heart is guiding that mosquito. Okay, go and bite that person because, so that Krishna is the ultimate cause of all causes. So, so like that. Okay, so it's about 9:20. We have some more things to finish, but it's getting late. So we'll stop here for today. Anything else? Anybody like to say? A few minutes till 9:30. We'll discuss more things. It is very long and very nice introduction. So we should read this again and again very nicely. Everybody subscribe to there is a nice, what is it called? Wisdom that breathes, that Keshav Maharaj has.
Makers.
Yeah, change makers or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, change maker. I have that one.
Yeah, you should do the assignments, and it's very nicely he speaks how we should preach and how we should present this Bhagavad Gita knowledge in corporate worlds and to those who are not exposed to this philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So very nicely he was describing. So we have to read the books. One thing he said, we have to read the books again and again and again and again. And how do we read? We read a paragraph and then we contemplate. We think about it very deeply, and we think about how it applies to my life. So we like come in very close contact with the words of Srila Prabhupada. And these words are his consciousness. Whatever he has written, Prabhupada says, I poured out my heart into my books. So when we read the books of Srila Prabhupada, we are actually associating with Srila Prabhupada through his words. And then we can become very, very, our consciousness can change just by associating with the words, the Vani of Srila Prabhupada. So we should read our books. Prabhupada said one time that I also read my books. Do you know why? Generally, author knows what is in his books, what he has written. Why would he read his own books? Do you know why? What did he say, Prabhupada?
Krishna dictated him, kind of.
Because when I sit to write, Krishna comes and personally tells me what to write. So I also get something when I read my books. So this is all this we should read very carefully, and not as an academic exercise, but to also how I can become purified by reading this knowledge, how I can become pure, how I can change my consciousness. So that's how we should read. It's a nice, because when we hear, we cannot stop and contemplate because the lecture is going on. So one after another, sentences are being spoken. But when you read, you can pause. You can read one statement and then you can pause and you can think about it deeply and how it applies to our life. Okay, I think Prabhupada Priya Mataji gave one seminar on how to read Prabhupada's books, right? Which I think Alankar Prabhu recorded that. And it was given in New Vrindavan, right?
Krishna House Retreat. Yeah.
Huh?
Krishna House Retreat.
Right. So yeah. So very carefully we should read when we read the introduction, we should read very carefully and give ourselves enough time and be in a peaceful state of consciousness so we can absorb. As if we don't know anything and Prabhupada is giving me a class and he's telling me it's for me. So like that, there's some little our inspiration on how to read. Okay. So we'll stop here. It's 9:30 almost. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
And yeah,
Thank
we'll
you,
do nectar of
Prabhuji.
instruction. I'm going to give all the questions, nectar of instructions. So this week, we'll to work on it. I have started on it. But yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.